Man saying Rashford don't want to join Aston Villa. I haven't heard no talks of Aston Villa offering us any money, bro. You know them ones there. Like, I'll be real, because it's one of them ones where man's heard little talks of Asensio, them man potentially wanting to put down some bread for Asensio. I don't think they've seen enough from Rashford to want to pay for man anyway. Like, I don't like. The funny thing is, yeah, people have tried to over sensationalize Rashford's impact at Aston Villa, but every time I've watched him, he just looks like the same player that we let go of, bro. I haven't been impressed by any of his performances, bro. Like, he's showing little spells of ability, but we've seen that his whole career.
Yeah, because all he's done when he's gone to Villa, because I've watched a lot of him at Villa, because I like watching Villa anyway. So before he went there, I was watching him. He's just more busy. That's what it is. Has he had some good performances? Yes. But there's been games he's played where they've won and people try to tell him, oh, Rashford this, Rashford that. He hasn't played well. Like, for instance, when they beat Club Brugge away in the Champions League. He played that game. They won the game. He didn't play well. People were trying to tell me, I watched the game and Villa did play well. So because Rashford's one of those players, because he's more busy, people are gonna, and obviously because it's Manchester United and we're the big bad wolf and we're the reason to blame why everybody fails here, people are going to over analyze it and over sensationalize their opinion on it. Has Rashford been better at Villa? Yes, but the bar's on the floor for him. Has he been exceptional at Villa? No. Has he got some good GNA? Yes. Has he? But
even better. What's better? Because when he was here, he wasn't playing. You know the one.
So it's better because he's playing. That's my point. The bar's on the floor because he's playing. He's automatic. If you're a player who's out in the wilderness and you're not playing, and you move to a club and you start putting in, let's say 6, 7 out of 10 performances, you'll say, "Oh, you're performing at a better level," because he has been better at. He's better at Villa than he was when he was playing for us, whether that's under Amorim or Ten Hag. And which I'm glad about.
He's doing up that Garnacho expected threat. You know them ones just because he runs around. Like, to me,
you know what? I'm with it. You know why? Because we need to get some money for him. So over sensationalize it. I've been bigging him up. Hey, well, it's our fault, man. You know what I'm saying? New environment in Birmingham. Like, he's been much better there. It's all everybody fails here. We're terrible. Run me my money. You know what I'm saying?
We just need the money for him. I mean, they're saying that he wants to go Barcelona, bro. Where does he fit in at Barcelona? Rafinha's playing out of his skin right now. You don't drop Rafinha for Marcus Rashford.
No, bench. That's where we go.
Barca not going to pay him 300 grand a week to sit on the bench.
Oh, forget 300k. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. Yeah. Forget that. He ain't getting 300k. I'm not saying that. You said, where does he fit in at Barcelona? Bench. That's where he fits in. And he do well. All them high lines and all that space and how they play. You do fine over there. Hey, Rants, I told you, I'm trying to sell him. Hey, Barca, come get him, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping someone from Barca's watching. Let's move him on. If we can get 30, 40, 50 M's from him, like, let's do that. Because it's pure profit. And I actually think he would do well over there, but no one ain't paying him 300k. But again, Barcelona, because they was linked with him previously, actually, before he went to Villa. He was linked with him. So cool. I just like the fact that he's being linked with moves away.
Yeah. No, I hear it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. We'll see what happens in it, people. Obviously, I've been seeing today. We've been the Rayan Cherki links again, bro. Listen, I don't believe them. I'd love for them to be. I'd love them to be real, but I just don't believe them. It's just that simple. Like, brother, like, them man are saying that Man United are front runners to sign him. It's like, I just don't believe it. As much as I would, brother, I wish, I wish that was the case. But it's like, bro, I've seen this team sell the best footballers we have for the last 10 years, bro. We always get rid of the good players. What makes me think now that we're gonna go and sign one of the best fucking talents in world football, like, that doesn't fit the running around and fucking smashing his head against a lamppost kind of baller that this manager wants?
True, but we have to give credit to the new regime, because you mentioned about us selling our better players. That was the older regime. This new regime so far, from the transfer standpoint, has been better. Even the players we've been linked to have been better.
No,
I get why you're skeptical. I hear it, because Cunha with Cherki as 2 10s is a dream. You know what I'm saying? If someone would have told me 6 months ago, hey, start of 25-26 season, your 210s will be Cunha and Cherki for a combined fee of, or it'd be like 80, 90 M, under 100 M's. I'm fully with that. So I
Yeah,
get
that's a
why you're
joke. Getting
skeptical.
2 of those for under 100 million is a joke, innit?
Yeah, so I'm with
I
you
mean,
on that. But they don't seem to be going away for whatever reason. Other teams don't see, because a player of that caliber for that price, you would expect more teams to be in for him, more teams to be linked to him. So there is something else. What that is, I don't know. We'll probably find
no,
out
but
at
I
some point
understand
soon.
why loads of teams don't want a player like
Go on.
him, because he's not a player that certainly fits the modern system kind of
I hear that.
thing. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them ones. He's an outlier. And players like that, if you don't know what you're going to do with them, most of the time you just leave them alone, innit? That's why I don't understand why we're signing them. But then, to be honest, Joshua Zirkzee fits into that category as well. Like, he's just a footballer, innit? Like, he doesn't really fit in the modern day systems. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not an out and out striker.
He's
So
not
it's
out
one
and
of
out.
them
He
things.
is an out and out striker.
There's no striker like him, yeah, profile wise in the world football, bro. There's no one anywhere near like him. He's just a one of one player. And these one of one players, yeah, like, you need a specific kind of manager to actually embrace them and let them just be who they are. Like, even our manager now has tried to change Zirkzee, bro, because he don't know what to do with him, because he
Because
doesn't
that,
fit into the normal structure of what the manager's system is.
and that's where the manager earns his big bucks. Because one thing Xerxes has shown, and he's shown this later run, was how good of a dribbler he was at going past players. Because he doesn't go past players in the normal fashion of just straight brute force. But he's a ball cap. Like, shout out to Lex. He mentioned this. He'll go past players. This ain't disrespectful, but it's gonna sound crazy. He'll go past players kind of like they're in slow motion. Like Morgan Rogers does that very, very well, where it's not brute force. He'll pick up the ball and it's like, right, man, just skip past 2 man. Even when how Zirkzee got injured, that was him skipping past a couple players, and then unfortunately he pulled his hamstring. So with Cherki, I think he has enough physical attributes to adjust. Because I look at him, I think he has enough acceleration, he has enough agility and balance. He's good enough from an agility standpoint, and his balance is good enough where I think he will be successful. So I think he would fit. And
I just
especially
think
it's
a
about
player
putting
like
pace
him,
around him.
yeah, if I have a player like him, I'm just not high pressing, because there's no point. Like, you know, like, I just
Keep the
don't
ball.
see. But that's it. Like,
Keep the ball.
the
How about we keep the ball?
way the way he plays, I'd rather play a mid block here, get him on the ball, and he's very good at helping us play out of pressure. Like, I wouldn't want to do this man to man, loads of space in between the lines, and I think that's what we do with this manager. This is the only thing. I don't know if we do get him, how do we get the best out of him here, playing the way we play?
Because you have to surround. You mentioned about the space. This is where you have to surround him, and we need this anyway. Athleticism. You know who I think is a great foil for a Cherki? Cunha. I think that's so. I think those two as a tandem on the ball, but now you mention it, off the ball is also great. Because the tenacity that Cherki lacks and doesn't really have to his game, it's Cunha down to a T. The lap also has that too. Let's say Cherki's on the right. You've got Cunha to the left of him. Let's say it is the lap, and you've got Ahmad, and let's say a midfielder of athleticism. You surround him with it. It's kind of like in basketball, like, and you'll know this, and basketball fans will know this has been mentioned. The reason why Luka didn't look so bad defensively, because look at what he had at Dallas. Hella athletes around him.
But to be fair, like, bro, anyone that knew ball knew that he don't defend, bro.
Good defend.
You know,
and that's true. But you know what they did in Dallas? Hella athletes. That's what it is, who can move. But then when you get him to the Lakers and it's Austin Reeves and Finney Smith and Rui Hachimura, everyone's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? He a liability now.
Yeah, so, but that's why they got rid of him, though. You know them, man. But that's why they got rid of him. Because they said this ain't championship winning basketball. They said the same thing about James Harden, bro. And James Harden played better defense than Luka.
Bro, like, Luka needs to get something.
Brother, listen, I remember watching the finals. And, bro, Luka don't even get off the floor when he's trying to apply any sort of pressure, you know. Nothing. They're like, bro, man just standing there with his hand up. That's him playing defense, bro. Lowy. Man's not even jumping.
You know what and what Dallas did, because you said it there, made it to the finals through the West, which we know is extremely tough. Surround him with it. So if we were to sign Cherki, I'll always back talent. Because you're a manager, like we're just talking about Arteta with Arsenal, you're the manager, you get paid big bucks to deal with these things. This is why you get paid the money. If you have talent, like Real Madrid do this. They don't sign players for their manager. You know what they do? Sign talent and say, figure it out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But run me talent. As a manager, I'm saying, okay, run me, and then I'll deal with it in that scenario. So, yeah, we'll see. And I don't trust Amorim either. I hear you, Abdi. But he's
Bro,
here.
I've been hear you. I don't hear him. Like, bro, I don't trust this brother. And this is why if he gets all these players, I still don't trust this guy, yeah, to get the best out of them. And that's why I hope, yeah, and all we can do is hope, yeah, is that we're recruiting for the club and we're giving him the players and we're telling him, yo, figure out a way to play them. If you don't, we're sacking you. That's what needs to happen. I believe that they're saying that obviously he wants Gyökeres or he wants Osimhen. The club are more in favor of bringing in the Delap because he fits the model. Do you know what I mean? In terms of wages, age, profile, all these other things. Bro, don't give him what he wants, bro. Sign the players that you think is best for the longevity of the club and build a squad. And if he can't get the best, yeah, if he can't get the best out of the players, then you move him on. Do not start bending and folding for managers because then you get yourself in a dangerous situation where you're getting rid of the previous managers' players, like what we're gonna have to do with Ten Hag's recruitments.
And we should have been doing this. We are the employer, not the employee. Like I say, when you get hired for a job, you don't tell them how it's gonna run. Whatever job you do, whether it's Manchester United manager, whether it's at a high level, or you work a minimum wage job, when you go to that interview, you don't tell them how they're gonna run the company. They tell you what is required of you. Now, as the manager, it should go hand in hand. So with Amorim or whoever the next manager is, okay, these are the type of players we're looking at. I've said this before countless times about profiles. When you interview the manager, okay, this is our idea. Let's go and approach a manager who fits in with this. That's what it should be. Like, you shouldn't be signing players for a back three if it's a back four manager, for example. Or you shouldn't be signing a manager that plays a low block if you're trying to high press. There should be some consistencies and similarities in the ideas because then you create less conflict. The only conflict should be on the players. All right, he wants this player, but you want this player. But the one thing is, if we do bring in these talented players and Amorim does get sacked, the next manager's in a better situation because of the talent he has.
But this is why you make these signings because they're in the best interest of the club long term, rather than the manager prefers a Osimhen. Because a striker like Osimhen, he's an acquired taste, bro. Not all managers like strikers like that. You know the ones. Like the reason why I like Delap is because he kind of does a little bit of everything. He does a bit of ball carrying. He does a bit of hold up play. He does a bit of link play. He does a bit of everything. You know what I mean? And he's physical and he's an energy player. He's not just an in behind player. He's a player that can drop in. He does a bit of everything. And even though some people prefer specialists, when you're building a squad, without a face, you don't really have specialists anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we don't really know. We don't really know what the next steps are. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So having an out and out striker is not something that all managers like. Some managers prefer back to goal strikers. Some managers prefer strikers that run the channels. Some managers prefer poachers. Everyone prefers different types of strikers. So I'd rather have a striker that's younger and kind of does a little bit of everything, because then he'll always be able to fit, if that makes sense.